Hello everybody, welcome to the second episode of Bad Red Corner, where I feature your clips and commentate over them like an idiot. I got a good few submissions this time around, so we're gonna do our best to commentate over them in justice. So remember that I am accepting clips from all Soulsborne games, including Bloodborne, so make sure to send in your clips for PvP whenever you can. I will do my best to include them in a future episode. Without further ado, let the clips begin. Up first we have Hollow, who is invading in one of the heroes' graves. He wants to show us the power of the Margit's Shackle in controlling all the contraptions in the area to effectively trap hosts and deal damage to them. Now as you can see here, the hosts are a little shy to come in, but they see the contraption lower and immediately rush in. What they don't know is Hollow is right here controlling it, and pulls out the trusty jar cannon to kind of bait them out. And with the fire trap in the way, they don't have much of a choice to run out, because the second they peek, they get hit by a jar cannon to the face. It's worth mentioning that the fire has a knockback effect that prevents them from advancing forward even with a shield. And as you can see here, they keep trying, but they keep getting pelted by cannon shots. There's not much they can do. This one even gets comboed with the fire from the cannon shot. It's crazy. Of course, eventually they do make it in and start getting right up in his face. With the jar cannon out, he's fat rolling and has to make a quick escape to toggle out. Sadly, he gets hit by his own fire, so that's not very fortunate. But here he is making a final stand in this very room. As he waits for them with the Stormhawk axe, he plays a few tricks with the Margit's Shackle and allows them to run in for the final stand. Cryogenic is invading the Bloodborne Nightmare Frontier. He is wielding an untricked Simon's Bowblade, a quick, curved weapon that can quickly transform into a bow, allowing for a good close-range offensive and a good long-range offensive. Which you can see as after an offensive here, with a quick shot of the bow, his opponent goes down. Good clip, Cryo. Big thanks for the Bloodborne submission, I really appreciate that. Now, with that out of the way, let's move on to the next clip, shall we? Prin is invading on a sorcerer build on the mountaintops of the Giants. He is up against two players, a host and a phantom. Now mind you, this is prior to patch 1.87 that lowers damage across the board for PvP, so he's up against one of the most threatening weapons in FromSoft history, pre-patch Moonveil. Although I'll say I included this one because of this is pretty funny. He keeps going, he just keeps going until he launches him up in the air. Now, I've talked about the variety of options that sorcerers have, but I think I haven't mentioned just how useful it is to be a pure sorcerer. The amount of different ranges that you can cover is just amazing. You've got good long range pressure, you've got good short range pressure with Carry and Slicer, and you can even set up things like Magic Glaiveblade or Soul Shower to create additional pressure outside of your player character. It's crazy. With options like that, it's really hard to feel threatened by even two players as they continually add pressure by many different directions at once. And I have to say, I'm a fan of this group's kind of curling combo where one player just sweeps the ground while the other fires Moonveil shots. Now Prin is almost dead here. It's a very dangerous combination if they manage to hit it. Fortunately, he doesn't waver under pressure and manages to get a few Glade Blades up to pressure that host even as he's being pressured by the Phantom. Very useful tool, I might add. Now Prin gets serious and goes for the Carrion Slicer, which completely melts that Phantom. Now there's only one host left, and of course he's gonna try to go for the Moonveil again, but the Carrion Piercer quickly gets him down, and he's on the back foot now. And with a quick shard spiral into Swift Glitzknell Shard, the host falls. Thank you for the clip, Prin, that was really good. Now for our next clip. Woven the Weird is invading with his Lordsword and Greatsword build. He gets immediately flattened by the Goblet of Haima, as the host tries to go for the Dragon Maul, which would have probably secured a kill on this patch. Now he gets the Phantom really low, but sadly manages to miss on the finisher there. Now the Phantom is on the back foot immediately after Woven spawns and is rolling away even at that distance. Goes for the wrong flask, but Woven sadly misses his finisher there again. While the host pressures, this Phantom keeps firing and rolling back, so scared, so terrified, so ganker. Then again he dies as the host misses on the Dragon Maul there, but now it's a 1v1, a lot easier from here on out. Amazing finisher there. Thanks Woven the Weird. Amazing trade at the end, by the way. Now on to our next clip, right? Let's go. Vyterion is invading outside the Langdell Coliseum. He's on a pretty average knight build with a full cuckoo set and claymore. Immediately sends a blue home to give this invading red a 1v1. Very honorable of him. And he immediately also disables any blues from coming in the future. I like your style, man. He swaps to the Anchor here, a very powerful weapon that deals counter thrust damage, even the crushing attacks it delivers, since the points of the Anchor always hit first. A very skilled duel ensues, so I think I'll let you appreciate that for now. A swap into a scythe with sword then swiftly sweeps his opponent down as a switch into the next clip, also sent in by Vyterion. As he is hosting outside the Queen's bedchamber when he gets invaded by a very familiar face, Guts. Now, I've never seen a build like that before, but Guts approaches in typical Guts fashion by firing ballista bolts from afar. Very typical of the Berserk style. While Vyterion here completely negates whatever damage he has done by healing the bleed with Bolus and swapping his charms to give himself more robustness. Now Guts is going for the typical giant hunt on the greatsword there. Never seen that build before. Expect creativity from all Guts cosplayers you ever see, by the way. Because sarcasm aside, it's always the same fucking build. Now the crouch pokes come out, everybody knows the crouch pokes are that good. But he is completely giving him the appropriate amount of space in order to negate that. Now back to the Anchor here, hopefully that deals a good amount of damage. Gets the backstab there, absolutely beautiful. Doesn't deal a lot of damage though. With the Royal Lance resolved though, the damage problem is completely solved. Takes a crouch poke, does not get hit by Giant Hunt fortunately, as that would have given the Guts cosplayer a lot of damage on Vyterion here. He tanks an explosive bolt with Giant Hunt and finishes Guts off with his own medicine. GG Fightarian, that was a very beautiful clip there, very cathartic too. Now on to our next clip. Sen is invading an Alpha ALL Brace of the Haley Tree, a very high leveled area with very high leveled players. He's up against 3 players, but he's trying to lure them towards the Rotten Crystallians here in this area. They would provide integral to taking out the host and his phantoms right here and now. They're likely not stupid enough to aggro them, but if they do, they would provide great allies. Now, that phantom keeps trying to go for the pre-patched Dragon Breath, but gets hit by the Beast Roar there. But this team is tough. You've got a phantom named the Rot Witch that focuses on rotting attacks. Scarlet Rot is very dangerous to be hit by, so Sen had better be careful not to get hit by it. Let me take a moment to mention the Urumi weapon that Sen is wielding here. It's a whip that has very long thrusting attacks, very unusual, and is based on an Indian weapon by the same name, thought to have been a sidearm that was worn as a belt. Now, pop culture is no stranger to the concept of the whip sword. We may remember the threaded cane and beast cutter from Bloodborne, or the popular design from Bleach, but where those were swords that separated into whips, the Urumi is a flexible sword. Permits slashing attacks from afar instead of a combination weapon. Now, why am I talking about this so much? No reason in particular, I just love the fucking thing. But focusing on the invasion at hand, he almost got rotted there, but manages to fall just short of his health being rapidly drained. And with the Crystallians firing spells from afar there, the tables have quickly turned to be not so disfavorable. A phantom falls, allowing Sen to focus more on the rest of the team. Fortunately, they were prepared and hit him with a big attack that took almost all of his health away. And with the Scarlet Rot sitting in, this is a very dangerous situation. However, that gets quickly averted by Sen eating a Preserving Bolus there. Now, why don't we enjoy the rest of this invasion together? Beautiful finish there. Thank you for the clips, Sen. Now, I want to ask everybody to please subscribe and send in your clips for the next episode in 2 weeks. Thank you to everybody who sent in their clips as well. I got a Bloodborne submission in there, which is something that I wanted to do for a while. Now, with that all out of the way, thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe and give this video a like if you liked it, and a dislike if you disliked it. Not that it matters anymore. Well, that's all. See ya.